The Jets lost a frustrating one yesterday, and the biggest storyline was Zach Wilson playing awful. Hey, what's going on? Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today I'm going to talk about why Zach Wilson's struggles yesterday was so frustrating. Before we get started today, I just wanted to mention where you can follow me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. If you haven't already, please make sure to check out the Just Jets podcast wherever it is that you get your podcast. Also, today's video brought to you by BUSR, busr.com/Matt, the official sportsbook of Matt O'Leary NY. Sign up and receive a 150% free play for first deposit users. Absolutely worth your while checking something out. Unfortunately, my run came to an end as I was back in the Jets and it was working for a while, but we're going to get back on track here and make sure to sign up so you can get in on the action at busr.com/Matt. Yesterday stunk, and the big reason why it stunk is because that game was up for grabs for the New York Jets, and they lost because they got really bad quarterback play. Zach Wilson finished 20 of 41 for 355 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. The 3 interceptions were brutal, all 3. Each one was worse than the next. It was not good. There's no sugarcoating it. It was really, really bad. And the painful irony here is that you finally get the game where Zach Wilson throws for multiple touchdown passes. You finally get the 300-yard performance, and you get the 3 interceptions and a loss. It was not fun. It was not a fun experience watching that. But the thing that I wanted to talk about was that the reason why they lost this game, I see a lot of people talking about John Franklin Myers and his penalty. And while that was frustrating, that's not why they lost this game. It also wasn't the non-offensive pass interference call down by the goal line on the New England Patriots on the pick play. But it was because they lost this game because of the quarterback play. And unfortunately, that happens with the young quarterback. And yesterday was one of those examples. The Jets needed him to be careful with the football and do a little bit more than just manage the game. And he wasn't able to do it. And the sad thing was there were really nice moments in this game. Awesome moments early on. I thought he had a good quarter and a half of this game. He had the bomb Wilson throw, which was really nice, where he's able to roll out and make a play down the field. You also had the first touchdown pass to Tyler Conklin where he fits it in a tight window. That's a really, really nice throw. But then it just completely regresses. You get the throwing off the back foot, forcing things, and he also needs to run the ball more. There were opportunities where on the 4th down throw, he tried to hit Tyler Conklin. He could have tucked it and run and maybe even got in the end zone there. Instead tries to force it, and it was an incomplete pass. It hasn't been good. It wasn't good yesterday. And what was different than this past game versus the 4 in front of them was they relied on him more in this game versus the others. Like against the Packers and the Broncos, the game plan wasn't for the Jets to come out and throw the ball. They had Breece Hall, and it was working, and they were running the ball. And now, in their first game with the adjustment, with no Breece Hall, they had Michael Carter and James Robinson. Robinson was used very sparingly, which is kind of, expected in his first game. And they really had to throw the ball because they didn't get much going on the ground, and it didn't look good. It flat out didn't. And again, it's frustrating because this was his opportunity to show and take that next step in a game where it was, okay, we need you to do something. What can you do? And there's been a ton of takes online today and yesterday and today, and I get it. It's frustrating. It's extremely frustrating when your quarterback is struggling. The official Matt O'Leary NY stance is that I would like to see the remaining 9 games on the schedule. There's people who are already calling it, and that very well might be where this ends up. It very well might end up with Zach Wilson not being the guy, but I think it would be a disservice to pull the plug after 18 games and say that's it. We're not going to see any more. We're going to go turn it over to Mike White, who also was a turnover machine. We're going to turn it back to Joe Flacco, who's a statue in the pocket. You invested a 2nd overall pick in this guy, and I think you owe it to this team, the general manager, the coaching staff, this team, to see how it plays out. I think you need the 2 years. Almost every single quarterback drafted in the first round gets 2 years. The one that hasn't in recent memory was Josh Rosen, and that was a unique situation. He obviously has to be better. Like, what else could you possibly say? He has to be better. You have to improve over the next 8-9 games, and there are some winnable games on the slate still. I don't want to get into a quarterback conversation in season about, like, I've seen people like talking about trading for Lamar Jackson or looking to the NFL draft again. I don't want to do that mid-season when you're 5-4. It sucked. Yesterday sucked. But I'll leave with this, and I tweeted out this morning. There have been times for all 5 of these second-year quarterbacks that were taken in the first round, whether it be Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, Trey Lance, all of them, where at times they've flashed and at times they've looked really bad. I don't think any of the 5 teams should pull the plug. I think they should continue to ride it out and see, at least through the remainder of this year. It's frustrating. It's annoying. Justin Fields played significantly better against the New England Patriots last week. That's it. That's what happened. I don't know. We're gonna have to see what happens down the stretch here. Again, I want to see the remaining games this year. It didn't look good yesterday, but gotta see it out. Gotta see how it goes. I don't think it's fair to just pull the plug now midseason after 18 games. We'll see, but really, really frustrating loss and a really, really frustrating quarterback performance yesterday. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments or on social media. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll catch you next time.